Something is happening right now, something the world isn't ready for, and most people won't see it coming. In fact, what's about to change will affect your life, your family, and the way our society functions, but almost no one is talking about it. And here's the truth. If you're not prepared, you could be caught completely off guard. I'm going to share 4 hidden things changing in the world today that most people, especially seniors, aren't ready for. The fourth truth is the darkest and most important of them all, and it matters to your life from this moment onward. No one else will tell you this, but I'm going to, because I care. Do not miss the 4th point I will share. It is the most important reason why I'm making this video. So stay with me till the end of this message, because this information I'm sharing is very important. Before I reveal the first hidden thing affecting all of us today, I want you to tell me where you're listening from right now. Which city? Drop it in the comments below. You might already be feeling the effects of what I'm about to reveal, and sharing this will help others see it too. And while you're here, please hit the like button so more people can find this message. It's time people start seeing what's really happening in their communities. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss any valuable information I share, because what I'm sharing will keep unfolding in the coming weeks, and I don't want you to be left behind. And if you're watching this right now, tell me in the comments, I'm listening. I want to see how many of you are really ready to hear what I'm about to share. We live in a world that's changing faster than ever before, and many of these changes are silent, invisible, happening right under our noses. Seniors, I want you to pay very close attention because these are truths that are being hidden from you. These aren't headlines you see on the evening news. They're patterns, structures, and shifts that will impact your daily life, your independence, your safety, and your freedom. Let's start with the first hidden truth. The first hidden truth is this: societies are about to fracture in ways we haven't seen in generations. Now, you may be thinking, I've lived through hard times before, I can handle it. But this is different. This isn't a single event, it's a cascade of forces quietly building, and when it hits, it will feel sudden, chaotic, and destabilizing. Let me paint a picture. In one community in the US, a small shift in local resources and social services sparked a ripple effect. Neighbors suddenly found themselves in conflict over basic necessities. In another city in Australia, a minor economic disruption led to entire communities rethinking trust, relationships, and even their personal security. This isn't fear-mongering, it's observable, real, and happening quietly around the world. And here's where it ties to you. Many seniors aren't prepared for this. They don't have the network, the planning, or the strategies in place to protect themselves if society suddenly starts to fragment. But there's a tool you can start using today, the 31-Day Daily High Impact Planner. It's a practical way to regain control, track resources, plan for contingencies, and think ahead in a structured way. By writing down one conviction or plan each day, you begin to reclaim stability in a world that's becoming unpredictable. Ask yourself, if society shifted overnight, what would you need tomorrow to keep yourself safe, secure, and independent? Drop in the comments, I need a plan, or I'm ready to act. Let's see how many of you are taking the first step. Now, I could tell you more examples of these fractures, but I'm holding back something even more urgent for you. This first truth sets the stage for the second hidden truth, which is even more immediate, and it directly affects your day-to-day life, your resources, and the people you love. So don't skip this, don't scroll away. Everything I'm about to share connects, and if you miss any part of it, you won't understand the full picture. By the end of this message, you'll not only see what's coming, but you'll know exactly what you can do to prepare, and why no one else is telling you this. The second hidden truth is even more personal. It's about the way our homes, our neighborhoods, and even our access to necessities could be disrupted without warning. And just like the first truth, it's something almost no one is prepared for. If you want to stay ahead of these changes and protect yourself, your family, and your future, you need to watch closely. I promise the next truth will make you rethink everything you thought was stable in your life. Remember to comment your city, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon. And before we move on, reflect on this. What would you do differently if you knew society could shift overnight? Think about it. It's coming faster than most people realize. You're officially starting to see the patterns that others miss. And the most important part, these truths are linked, one leading to the next. What I'll reveal in the final truth, the fourth hidden truth, will be unlike anything you've heard. It's dangerous, it's urgent, and it's why time is running out to prepare. Stay with me. Keep watching. Do not skip anything I'm about to say. The fourth truth matters more than anything else I will tell you, and it could change the way you think about your life and your future forever. You might have felt it already. A quiet unease. as if something is shifting beneath the surface of everyday life, like the ground itself is preparing to move. The systems that keep our world stable are beginning to crack. And this next truth I'm about to share with you, the second hidden thing happening right now, is the reason so many people will wake up one morning soon and realize they don't belong where they are anymore. Please listen closely. Do not skip this message. Everything I'm saying connects together. If you miss even one part of this, you'll lose the full picture. The second hidden truth, mass displacement and scarcity. Here's what's happening. We are entering a period where mass displacement and scarcity are becoming unavoidable, not because of one single event, but because of overlapping pressures that most people can't yet see. Housing costs, resource shortages, climate instability, and rapid automation are combining into a silent storm. It's not always visible in headlines, but it's there, building beneath the surface of our everyday comfort. Let me give you examples. In California, thousands of retirees are quietly leaving their lifelong homes, not because they want to, but because their neighborhoods are changing faster than their income. Property taxes rise, food costs double, and healthcare becomes a luxury rather than a right. In the United Kingdom, small coastal towns are seeing entire communities relocate inland, not for convenience, but for survival. Insurance can't cover what's coming. In Australia and New Zealand, prices for essentials, from electricity to housing, are forcing many seniors into mobility they never planned for. They're being displaced quietly, not by war, but by economics. And here's the hidden truth. This isn't just somewhere else. It's happening everywhere. Mass displacement doesn't always mean people fleeing borders. Sometimes it's spiritual, sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's being forced out of the life you built, a life that no longer fits in a world you barely recognize. That's the shift happening right now. Think about it. How many people you know have said lately, things just don't feel right anymore, or everything's getting harder to keep up with? That's not random. That's pattern recognition. The structure of stability, community, affordability, trust is quietly evaporating, and it's leaving people displaced not only from their homes, but from a sense of safety and belonging. Most people won't notice until it touches them personally, but by the time it does, it may already be too late to prepare. This is why I'm asking you. If tomorrow your environment changed, your city, your costs, your access to essentials, could you adapt quickly? Share your answer in the comments. I need to prepare, or I'm already planning ahead. I want to see where you stand. Here's the part no one is telling you. There's a pattern to how this displacement unfolds. First, people lose access to choice. Then they lose control. And finally, they lose connection. When scarcity rises, society starts dividing. People begin competing, not cooperating. Communities that once cared for each other begin protecting themselves instead. This is why you're seeing more anxiety, more loneliness, and more digital dependency than ever before. The system is nudging people toward isolation. And seniors especially are being left out of the conversation. No one is teaching you how to protect yourself in this kind of transition. No one is showing you how to plan, how to stay grounded when everything around you feels uncertain. That's why I mentioned earlier the 31-day daily high-impact planner. It's not about writing goals. It's about reclaiming structure in chaos. Each morning, write down one action that strengthens your independence, a contact, a backup plan, an idea for community support. Each evening, write what you noticed changing around you. You'll begin to see the patterns before others do. Preparation doesn't start with panic, it starts with awareness. Let's look deeper. In Canada, nearly 1 million people over 60 are living in homes they can't afford to maintain. Some have begun quietly moving into smaller towns or mobile setups just to survive. In the US, middle-class families are downsizing not because they want simplicity, but because the systems around them no longer support the lifestyles they built their hopes on. The pattern is universal. The comfort zones are collapsing. It's not just economic, it's emotional. It's spiritual. Every time the world shifts faster than our ability to adapt, millions lose their anchor. And when people lose their anchor, they start following whatever narrative offers safety, even if that narrative isn't true. This is why it's so dangerous when the media stays silent about these deeper patterns, because when truth is hidden, fear takes its place. I want to be clear, I'm not sharing this to create fear. I'm sharing this because awareness gives you power. If you understand what's coming, you can prepare mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I believe God gives every generation a window to act, to see what's changing and prepare for it. But that window is closing fast. The world is reshaping jobs, housing, access to food and energy. In just a few years, the very definition of normal will not look like the one you grew up with. And here's what few people realize. When scarcity rises, the first thing that disappears isn't money, it's trust. Trust between neighbors, trust in systems, trust in the future. That's why I'm asking you again. Do not skip this message. Don't dismiss what you're hearing. Time is running out to prepare, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Everything I'm saying right now leads directly to something much deeper, something far more dangerous that's already underway. It's the reason no one's telling you the full truth. It's the reason this message found you now, not later. Because what comes next will decide who remains secure and who struggles to survive the new order forming silently around us. The world isn't collapsing, it's transforming. But transformations always come with displacement. And the hidden part most people don't see yet? Those who adapt early, those who stay alert, connected, and prepared, will thrive in the new world that's forming. Those who wait for normal to return may be left behind completely. There's another hidden truth behind all this, one that ties these patterns together in ways that few understand. It's not about economics or geography anymore. It's about control. Control of decisions. Control of freedom. Control of the invisible systems that shape what you see, believe, and choose. And that's what I'll be revealing next, because without knowing it, unseen forces are already influencing your daily choices, your information, and even your perception of truth. But before we go there, I want you to reflect on this. What if everything you once relied on, your income, your access to essentials, your ability to move freely, began to fade quietly and systematically? Would you notice in time? Share your thoughts below. Tell me, yes, I've noticed changes, or no, but I'm paying attention now. Because paying attention now might be the most important thing you'll ever do. Listen closely to what I'm about to tell you, because what you're seeing unfold right now isn't random. There's something deeper, something most people can't see, but it's already shaping your thoughts, your choices, even your sense of what's true or false. And the reason I have to say this today is because by the time most people realize what's happening, it will already be too late to change it. Keep listening to everything I say from here on. Don't skip a word, because this may be the most important message you hear this year. We've already seen how society is beginning to fracture and how scarcity and displacement are quietly rewriting the future, but there's something even more invisible that's emerging beneath all of it. It's the third hidden truth, one that most people will never recognize until they wake up one day and realize they are no longer the ones making the decisions in their own lives. This is the rise of unseen forces, systems, algorithms, and invisible infrastructures that will begin to guide what you believe, where you go, and how you live. Now, I want you to pause and think. Have you ever noticed how every device, every platform, and every headline seems to know exactly what to show you, almost before you know what you're looking for? That isn't coincidence, it's design. And it's not just technology, it's influence. It's the shaping of perception quietly, subtly, predictably. Across the United States, Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand, there's an emerging pattern. Decision-making no longer feels human. Seniors tell me I can't tell what's real anymore. Others say it feels like someone's already decided what I should believe before I even open my mouth. And they're right. The digital world has evolved to understand what captures attention, emotion, and fear. It doesn't need your permission anymore. It only needs your reaction. Every swipe, every click, every scroll teaches the system something about you, your fears, your hopes, your memories. Over time, it begins to predict what will keep you watching, keep you anxious, keep you dependent. And that's where the danger begins. You see, when unseen forces start controlling what you see, they quietly control how you think. And when that happens, they can control what you do next. Imagine this. A senior in London suddenly sees every feed flooded with fear-based financial news. She doesn't realize she's been targeted by predictive systems that identified her vulnerability to scarcity-related anxiety. Or a man in Texas who starts receiving curated health ads, none of which are real medical advice, but all designed to steer him toward a specific product, belief, or behavior. Individually, these things look harmless, but collectively, they build a web of influence so powerful that entire generations can be guided without ever realizing it's happening. That's the third hidden truth. Unseen forces are beginning to control how society thinks, feels, and acts without consent and without accountability. But here's where I want to stop and ask you something personal. Have you ever felt that sense of confusion lately, like you can't tell what's true anymore, or that every day feels like noise designed to overwhelm you? Drop a comment below if you've felt that way. You can write, "Yes, I've noticed it," or "I feel it every day." Because that feeling isn't a coincidence, it's the signal of the world shifting around you. Let me give you a small but crucial information here. In studies across several countries, researchers have found that when people are constantly exposed to algorithmic suggestion, their critical thinking starts to weaken, not because they've become less intelligent, but because the systems train them to react, not to reflect. And that's why the 31-day daily high-impact planner I mentioned earlier is more than just a tool, it's a safeguard. It helps you think independently again. It gives you a place to write down what you believe before the world tells you what to believe. Each day, you reclaim a small piece of your mind. You may think that sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful ways to resist manipulation, by putting your own thoughts on paper before someone else programs them for you. If you haven't started yet, promise yourself you'll do it tonight. Just one line, one conviction, one truth that's your own. Now let's look at what this means globally. In America, seniors are noticing their medical and retirement decisions are increasingly filtered through online systems they don't control. In the UK, local communities are realizing that automated systems decide funding, aid, and even access to public services without human oversight. In Canada and Australia, citizens are being asked to trust digital structures that can be altered at any time without transparency. And in New Zealand, people report that online conversations are now subtly steered towards specific social narratives that didn't exist 5 years ago. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now, quietly, efficiently, invisibly. You may be wondering, but why would anyone want to control this? Because when you can control belief, you can control direction. And when you can control direction, you can control economies, markets, and populations without a single announcement, vote, or public debate. That's how the future is being built, not by open conversation, but by coded persuasion. And here's what's truly concerning. These unseen forces are preparing the world for something larger, something that connects directly to the next and most critical hidden truth I'll reveal soon. Everything you've seen so far, fracturing societies, displacement, scarcity, and the invisible manipulation of perception, are all building toward a single global turning point. And if you think what I've said so far is unsettling, what comes next is far deeper. Because the fourth hidden truth explains why all of this is happening, who benefits from it, and why time is running out to prepare. You're not hearing this on the news because the people shaping these systems don't want you to see the full pattern yet. But you're seeing it now, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Before I tell you that final truth, I want you to do something for yourself tonight. Write down one question: what controls the choices I make every day? Then answer it honestly. If you feel like unseen forces are already influencing what you think, say so in the comments below. Share your story. Let others see they're not alone. Say, "I'm taking back control," or "I've noticed the pattern." Because the more of us who see it, the more power we have to resist it. I need you to stay with me. Don't skip, and don't look away. Because the final truth, the one I'm about to tell you, is the most urgent of them all. It's the truth that explains everything. Why you've been feeling uneasy, why the world feels like it's spinning faster, why people everywhere sense something massive is about to happen. This last hidden truth is the one everyone must hear before it's too late. And I'll tell you exactly what it is and how to protect yourself and your family from it before this message ends. The world is about to change in a way most people aren't ready for, but you will be if you keep listening. What I'm about to tell you now is not just another warning, it is the most devastating truth of all. Because while the first three changes are already transforming our world, this one is quietly breaking something far more fragile, something that once held us together. It's not our economy, it's not our politics, it's our spirit. The fourth hidden truth is this: humanity's spirit is collapsing, and most people have no idea it's happening, not until it touches their lives personally. So do not skip what I'm about to say. Because when the human spirit collapses, everything else follows. Family, faith, compassion, courage, purpose gone one by one without a sound. Have you noticed how people look at each other lately? The warmth is fading, the patience is gone. Conversations feel colder, more mechanical, more distant. People talk, but they don't connect. They exist side by side, but they don't feel each other anymore. That's not accidental. It's the slow erosion of the human spirit, drained by distraction, fear, and exhaustion. Think about it. Every day we wake up to more noise than meaning, more alerts than peace, more tension than hope. We are being trained to react, not to reflect, to compete, not to care. And without realizing it, millions are losing something sacred, the will to believe that life is still worth fighting for. There's a quiet emptiness spreading through communities. I've seen it in seniors who used to laugh easily but now speak softly about how the world doesn't feel like theirs anymore. I've seen it in young people who scroll endlessly but can't name one thing they truly look forward to. This collapse is not loud. It doesn't announce itself with headlines. It happens quietly, in the silence after another argument online, in the loneliness behind another glowing screen, in the numbness after another day that feels exactly like the last. And here's the devastating part. When the human spirit collapses, societies become easy to shape. You don't have to conquer people whose courage is already gone. You just have to keep them tired enough, distracted enough, hopeless enough, and they'll surrender their independence without a single demand. That's why this truth matters more than all the rest. Because everything we've discussed, the fractures in society, the displacement, the unseen forces controlling perception, all lead here. This is the end game. The quiet breaking of the human heart. And yet, it's hidden from the news. You won't see it on your screen, because it's not a story that makes money. It's a story that awakens people. And awakening people is the one thing the world system cannot afford. But there is still time, not much, but enough. Time to protect what remains of your humanity. Time to guard your spirit before it becomes another casualty of this silent collapse. And here's how you start. Take back your focus. Start each morning with one deliberate act that reconnects you to yourself. Write one thought, one truth, one conviction inside your 31-day daily high-impact planner. Why? Because when you write, you reclaim authorship of your mind. When you record your truth, you silence the noise that tries to rewrite it. It may sound small, but it's not. Every page you fill is an act of resistance against the slow decay of human purpose. Now, I need you to look around you, really look. When was the last time you saw genuine joy on someone's face? When was the last time you saw people truly listen to each other without distraction? Share your answer in the comments. Say it's been a long time, or I still see it sometimes. Your comments matter. They show others that they're not alone in seeing what's happening, that there are still people who care, who feel, who refuse to let their light fade. Because that's what the world wants you to forget. That you still have a voice, and that your voice can awaken others. Let me give you a small glimpse of what comes next if nothing changes. As people lose their sense of meaning, they start replacing it with noise. In some cities across America and the UK, loneliness has become a public health crisis. In Canada and Australia, anxiety and hopelessness are rising faster than any physical illness. Even in New Zealand, studies show that many seniors report feeling unseen, as if they no longer belong to the world they helped build. That's not just coincidence, that's the world signaling a deeper fracture, one that begins inside, not outside. If we lose our spirit, we lose the will to protect what matters. And when that happens, all the systems in the world, the algorithms, the economies, the unseen forces, don't need to take anything from us. We'll hand it over ourselves. But not everyone has given up. Some are quietly rebuilding. They're reconnecting to what's real: faith, family, gratitude, community. They're turning off the noise for an hour a day just to listen again, to breathe again, to remember what it feels like to be human. And you can be one of them. Start tonight. Open your 31-day daily high-impact planner and write this sentence. I will not let the world break my spirit. That sentence is a seed. Water it daily. Because if enough people remember what it means to live with purpose and love again, the collapse can still be stopped. Now I need to ask you something, and it's important. Have you felt this collapse within yourself? That quiet fatigue that no amount of rest can cure? If you have, tell me in the comments below, yes, I've felt it, or I'm fighting it. And if you haven't yet, promise yourself you'll stay aware, because awareness is how it begins to heal. This message found you for a reason. It wasn't random. Maybe it's the universe's way of saying, it's time to wake up, time to see what others don't, time to prepare for what's coming next. Because what's coming isn't just technological or political, it's spiritual. And the battle for humanity's spirit will decide everything that follows. That's why I had to share this truth with you, even though no one else will. Because I care, and because you deserve to know the patterns no one wants you to see. Time is running out for those who wait, but there's still time for those who prepare, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Protect your focus, guard your heart, strengthen your spirit, because the world is about to change in a way most people aren't ready for. And the ones who will endure are those who saw it coming, the ones who chose to stay awake when everyone else fell asleep. If this message spoke to you, don't let it end here. Hit the like button so more people can find it. Subscribe and turn on the bell icon so you never miss the next message, because what I'm about to reveal next will uncover the truth buried beneath everything we've just discussed. It's the reason why this collapse is happening and who is quietly standing behind it. You won't want to miss it. Stay alert and stay strong. And above all, don't let the world take your spirit. Check my playlist for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.